everybody. Thank you very much for coming in today. So, as you can see here on the big screen, is our company is Informa, and I'm one of the managing director in Informa. We formed this company a couple of years ago, and now we are into Salesforce consultancy. So, what we are trying to do is that we'll be going through the introduction, and also through this group, the idea is to learn from each other and be on administrator level and to the consultant level in future. So as many of us would be signing up becoming administrator, it's worth like we were to work together and form a strong team together. SMA, we are as a Informa, we are as SME company, so we love to grow, and for growth, like it's win-win situation. Everybody, we can work together and become perhaps one day market leader. So, Salesforce, let's get started. So, what's the agenda of the day? Agenda is that a bit of an introduction. So, we'll go through a little bit who we are, which we already did, and introduction to CRM, introduction to Salesforce, Salesforce market share and job prospects. Then we have navigations of Salesforce, and then Salesforce 1, Force.com, and Dreamforce. And then what is the moving forward step? So, what shall we do next? Okay. So, moving further, this is me, Deepak. I've done recently MBA from HALT, and I've been into IT industry from last 10 years. So from into the Salesforce market, I've been into like nearly 2 years now. So yeah, if any questions in future in our career path while we are going through, any questions, any issues we are facing, feel free to connect with me. So this is my all the social networking connections, which I'll share later, and you'll be able to connect with me. So let's get started. Introduction to CRM. So what is CRM? CRM is like C stands for customer, R stands for relationship, and M stands for management. So in a company, we have got customers and we have got our management, the company management. So in between, we try to build a relationship with the customer as well as the management. So by doing that, we are able to take care of our company products on one platform, take care of the orders, take care of our staff automation, take care of our sales department automation, our services section automation, and our appointments, because we will be meeting a lot of customers when we are working, and customer services. And then we also want to ensure that while we are doing the business, we should be able to connect using our mobile phone or our tablets, so we are able to use that. So CRM is a method to connect between management and the customers. It is just a tool which allows us to connect between customers and management. So just an overview at what CRM is, because Salesforce is a CRM software. So moving further, now in the market there are plenty of CRM providers. As you might be here of the number one player, Microsoft, we all know, and Microsoft also provides CRM software called Microsoft Dynamics. SAP, there was a huge buzz into the market that is SAP everywhere. And then this is a Sugar CRM, which is a quite a SME based software, but it's very popular, one of the top popular software into the market. Then we have Oracle, where we were able to use some database. And then we also have an Indian company which is growing very fast. It's called Zoho CRM. And then, now the least, we have got Salesforce, our baby. Woohoo. So moving further, so why do we need to get into Salesforce? Now, reason why we need to get into Salesforce, because Salesforce is a market leader. So if I was to quickly go to this link over here, or even if you were to go like on Google and just quickly type it in there, saying that the market share of let's say the market share of Salesforce. So this is how what happens, market share of Salesforce. Well, let's say market share of CRM, right? It's more generic. So let's find out at how the CRM industry is doing. So on the top there is a report showing up, which is a Forbes report, which demonstrates that Salesforce is a market leader. Okay, So CRM Gartner CRM market share report updates that 47% of all CRM systems are SaaS based. SaaS nothing but just a software as a service, which is a cloud based technology, is known as SaaS. And Salesforce escalates the lead. Now Salesforce into the market has acquired a business worth of 18% worth of business into the whole total market. SAP holds 13%, Oracle is 10, and Microsoft somewhere there with 7%, and others combined everything, the small businesses which are all around, are 50%. But yet Salesforce is the biggest market. So having said that, Salesforce into the market is a hot cake. That is the reason why we should be getting into Salesforce. Going further, so into the UK market, I know we have got people signed up from US as well, but just an overview that the UK market is offering £325 worth of a daily rate as administrator. As it says here, administrator are drawing £325. But then if we were to go to the consultant level, we are even able to get to from the market about £500 a day, and then we can do the mathematics. Ooh, so by the end of the year we are really talking about 50k plus. So moving further, so this is the reason why we should be getting into Salesforce. So now we're coming to the point, Salesforce. Now Salesforce is a multi-platform software. It's a completely online software. They call it no software because it's completely web based. They've created a platform which helps us connect to all the sectors, like whether it is to maintain the accounts, whether we want to maintain our leads, whether we want to maintain contacts, opportunities, reports. Everything is online, and everything is accessible from smartphones, from tablets. So it is a cross platform. So imagine like we have got loads of leads, right? We have got we got loads of company accounts. We have got a lot of data into our system. Now, if a system which is able to clean the data, it's also connect to our social networks. For example, Google or Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, fetching all the information from there, centralizing into Salesforce. And while we are working, we are also socially connected. Wouldn't it be so handy? Which company provides this feature? In the tradition where we were doing the business using email and all that, it was so obsolete. Excel sheets, emails, it was so down to one machine and we were not able to do anything. Now, one screen connects with everything and we are able to do the same thing in a much more interactive way. We'll come to the level that how it interacts with all the other things. Now, Salesforce is a CRM tool, and everything in Salesforce is real time. We have our accounts connected, our sales contacts. Contacts are nothing but just all our generic contacts within our companies or general one-to-one contacts. Now we are able to update the data into real time. Our applications, our emails, all that information is connected. So anytime new update is coming, it's pushing back into Salesforce. How interactive it is. Then marketing leads. So you may have seen that Google advertisements are connected. So if anybody is clicking from Google and landing onto our web page, the web page is connected with our Salesforce, and Salesforce is able to fetch all the leads at one centralized point. Then we have opportunities within the organization. We have lots of opportunities like all the jobs, all the confirmed leads which want to do some businesses with us. Those are opportunities. They're real time. We are sending the quotations in real time. We are receiving the feedbacks in real time. We are able to cleanse the data real time, and loads of other things. Chatter is just like in Facebook, the way we have newsletters, we call Chatter in Salesforce. That's a handy tool. So all our company organization, imagine we have 500 people in the company. They all are doing some activities. So based on to the sharing rules, like all the followers, whoever are my teammates, I can see their updates and they can see my updates, whatever actions I'm performing within my workload. And then we have our partners. We can connect to our partners. We are connecting with our emails. Our calendars are synced. So every little thing is synced, and everything is synced onto desktop, laptop, and mobile phones on one platform called Salesforce. Moving further, So there are a lot of they have got like different versions of Salesforce. They have got something called Sales Cloud, then you have Service Cloud, and then they have Custom Cloud. It means we can customize a lot of things into Salesforce. Right? Salesforce Sales Cloud is only connecting with our sales department, who are doing just who are using the software just for sales purposes, where they have connected with Google advertisement, Facebook advertisement, all the other advertisement are connected in one platform. Services where our supply chain management or our dispatch management, all the tools, all the company people who are connected with providing the services, whether it's customer services or just servicing to the delivering the product or something, right? So there's a service cloud for that. Okay, so there are different platforms which we'll talk about in more detail later on, but just that there is it's the completely online based system. So all the status updates, all the system software updates are happening in real time, so we don't need to worry about like in the traditional way we have SAP and Microsoft Oracle, all those we have to do a lot of time to just to update the new patches and everything. Rubbish. Now with the help of Salesforce, it is everything online. There's no need to worry about anything. There's no hardware involved, so just sign up onto the website and boom, we are in. So these many things, this is just a little like 1% overview of everything which Salesforce can do. We are able to build our forms, we are able to build our reports, we have CMS, we can manage our websites, we can have content delivery networks connected, and lots of other things. Hello? Okay, so moving further. So who's ready for a live demo? Shall we get into the demo? Hello? Yep, so let's get into the demo, shall we? So in the demo, we're going to cover leads, we're going to cover accounts, we're going to cover contacts, then we're going to cover opportunities. We have cases, files, reports, setup overview, and Apex. Okay, so I guess everybody has signed up onto the Salesforce demonstration version, which I had posted onto the study group. So once we have signed up, this is how it will look like. So let's go onto our portal. So let's get things started. Okay, let me just quickly type in my password. Boom. So once we land, this is how the basic platform will look like in the Salesforce section. Okay, now everything we can customize it. The top part, the menu options are known as tabs. So we have home, dashboard, chatter, leads, account, contacts, opportunities, cases, files, and reports. These are the basic things which will come whenever we were to sign up with Salesforce. And later on, we have a plus sign where there are a lot of other ready-made things as well. And now we are able to customize things as well. And customize is just on the basis of like click and launch. You know, they just click a few clicks and add the things and just launch the new application. It's how easy it is going to be. But in the future things, we will be covering all that part. Okay, so moving further, so we are in the lead section here. So what are the leads? Leads are nothing but, let's say in our business, some customer has inquired about something. They wanted to, let's say we are a web development company. An inquiry has come where customer wants to develop a website as well as an app. Let's take an example. Now, once the person is filling that information, and the person is saying that okay, I want this done, and it will come to our website, our Salesforce section, and we call that as a lead. This is the information where the person has filled up. The person has filled up their name, company, title. These are called fields. And every time a lead is coming to the Salesforce, it is either getting automatically assigned to the primary user, or we have certain rules and regulations which we will study in later stage, where we can define whom this lead should go to. So if the lead is related to, let's say, in a department related to website, and it will automatically go to the person who deals with websites. And if there is a lead which is for apps, and it will automatically filter, and it will automatically go to the person who's into the app section, app developer or app in charge, right? So it will automatically get an assignment to the person, and they get an alert in their email. And these all things can be automated, which we will study in the later stages. Then there's address, and these are like bit of information the person has filled in, that which category, which industry the person lies in, to just to understand their businesses. And then there are certain business custom links which we have created ourselves, and we are able to create as many as we want, and this is our own option by clicking onto the customization page, and we can add a lot of things in over here. Okay, so this is how the lead section looks like. So any person who's signing up will land up over here. Now the lead was very successful, and the customer has expressed interest with us, and they want to sign up. So the moment we were to sign up, everything went very well, and the customer is happy. They said that yes, I want to do a website and I want to do an app as well. So we will convert that person into an account. So by clicking a convert button, the leads are getting converted into an account. So there we go. So now we will be able to convert that lead. 3CS system has been converted into an account. This same person became our account. Now there are record types as well. There are a few things we will be covering in a short while, which is record types. So what are the record types? Let's go through with that right now. So record types: tabs, standard objects, custom objects, list types, record types, type, pages, layout, graded list. These are the basic things which we will be going through on every day when we were to work into Salesforce. Now what are the tabs? So the tabs are the options right onto the top. They are called tabs. Now account, a section account is called an object. Okay. Now all the objects which are coming ready-made are called standard objects. All the objects which we were to create ourselves, let's say we created a new object called partnership management. So those will be known as custom objects. Anything we want to customize it, we will be able to customize it, and we call it custom objects. We'll learn about custom objects in future. Then we have something called list views. Now the moment I was to click onto account section over here, this view is also, we are able to customize it. Now let's say person A wants to see account name and billing and phone number. A person B doesn't want to see account name, billing. They want to see email addresses. So he can go onto the edit button, and then from there the person can drag email somewhere where it should be. Right, so let's say the person wants to add a Facebook link, right? So the moment they were to add a Facebook link, and I save it, again everything is customized. If email was not there, we are able to add that field. It's not activated, that's the only thing. So we can always add new thing, always add new fields. Anytime we can customize it. That's what an administrator role would be. So that person says, oh, actually I wanted to fetch an account email, right? And email is not there. So that's our role is going to be. We're going to edit it. We can add, go to the setup and add that field, and it will be activated. The moment it's activated, it will start showing up here. Okay. Now I wanted to see here is Facebook, so that if there was a Facebook connections, they will all appear over here. And now I have got my own personalized view. So this is called the list view. Okay. And then further down we have got something called page layout. Now once we were to land up to onto a specific page, this whole area is called page layout. Again, I have loads of options over here, and somebody says, oh, actually I don't want the opportunities on my page, I want cases on the top of the page. This all area can be customized as well. So there is a button on to the right hand side called edit layout, and the normal standard user will not have access to this. As an administrator, you have access to this. You are able to edit the page layout for a specific user, or you can create profiles. So let's say sales department wants to see a layout in a specific way. So we can create a sales layout, and we can launch the sales layout. All the sales team will be able to see the specific information which they want to see. Maybe they want to see some graphs, how the market trends are, how the company behavior is, how the customers behaviors are, how the company performance is. So those are all things they want to analyze it together in one shot. So they are able to create that, and they will be all automatically popping up in every account. Okay, so that's called the page layout. Further then, oops, I just got this, but what happened? Further down we have got related list, record types. So record types are nothing but just like if there is a partner, so the partners will be able, the user has this account has signed up as a partner with us. So we are able to see that what are the record type? The record type, he is a partner. Oh, actually he was not a partner, he was actually a customer. I accidentally typed it as a partner, so I can change that. These kind of things the sales admin will be doing on a regular basis as well. So they can see that some accidental mistake the end user has done, so they send it to us and we can change that. See, as administrator I've converted that lead. Earlier I had converted this lead to an account. It has also shown up. Now this has also shown up into the chatter. I was earlier talking about it. The chatter will be demonstrating that what action Deepak is performing. Deepak has converted a lead to an opportunity and a lead to an account, which I did it earlier, and this is what had happened. The same thing on the account record, account history is been populated onto chatter. Now all my teammates are able to see what Deepak's actions are. And now I had earlier by mistake I had kept it as partner, which was my mistake. Now I changed that to customer, and this is how it has become a customer account. And in the account, let's say a big company like M&S, Marks and Spencer, they will have loads of contacts. They will have hundreds and thousands of contacts. So in the company we have loads of contacts. So we maintain all the contacts in here. Okay. So and then in later, let's say there are duplications. Maybe some person has been added twice or thrice. Then as an administrator, we will be taking care of that. We will be filtering out the data, and when we see the duplication, we will be merging the data and ensuring the data is as accurate as possible. That's the role of administrator as well. Then I've already talked about contacts. So contacts are all the contacts we have in the company. They will be populating over here, irrespective of whichever company they belong to. Companies are known as account in the system, and in the accounts we have contacts. Now contacts can be either individual contacts, or they can be contacts within an organization or within a company. Okay, so individual contact like somebody who hasn't got a company, an accountant who doesn't have a company, but the contact is there. So we can have a contact, and yet we can service a contact as well as an independent contact, or we can service to a company when we can invoice to a company, or if there isn't any company, we can invoice to a contact. Now opportunities. Again, having said that, lead and apps, we develop leads and app. Tomorrow we want to service the client saying that, sir, you have developed iPhone app, now why don't we develop an Android app for you? We created an opportunity. We send it to the same client through a 3CS client, and we sent internal email to the person saying that, oh, we have a new opportunity, would you like to go for it? And the person will discuss that, yes, we would like to go through it. Okay, and they reviewed all the conversation happening with that client will be showing up in here. Now over here, whatever notes we can attach notes, we can attach the products which customer was interested in. If there was any competitor he was talking to, we can add that information. If the partners we are getting supply from, we can add that. We have account activity history, what the actions been taken. Now again, everything is customizable. You see that where I've created a test one, I've customized it. So I wanted to fetch the data of LinkedIn profiles. LinkedIn wasn't a ready-made thing with Salesforce. I customized that. I created a related list called test1, and then I created a link called LinkedIn for company profiles, so I can immediately edit it, and I can fill that information over there, saying that okay, if this was the profile, and I can immediately save it. See that? Maybe I've done some mistake in there. Yes, I did. So company should be a numeric value. So again, I've put that as a numeric value because I was taking as a profile ID in there. So I can fill that numeric value and I save it. Automatically that information is now saved. I know what the company LinkedIn profile ID is. Okay. Cases. So what the cases are? This is something as an administrator uses this on daily basis. As a company where 500 employees, they will be sending you a request. How they will be sending you a request? They will be creating a case for you. They will be sending you a case saying that my name is, as again this is called lookup, so we can always look up in there. So let's say John, we just tied an idea. John is going to search queries into our system. Any John's later names, all the list will come up. This is the person, yeah, 3CS system, yes, John, right person. So that John is saying that it's a high request, saying that there is a feature issue, and he detected that my app click button to XYZ is not working. Okay, let's say that this was the end customer requesting us. Either internal person can request us, or the external person can request. Internally means within the staff members, they are requesting to the administrator that this was not doing, or externally means the end users and customers are contacting us and saying. So we created a thing for it. Again, we can have escalation based on to the type of nature of the inquiry. The nature of the inquiry, with which type of the inquiry we can escalate it. It will automatically be assigned to the person who is in charge of that feature. So app department will get an alert saying that, oh, actually Deepak's created this alert because XYZ zone has requested that the XYZ button is not working. So automatically the apps department team will get an alert on that. So we'll have loads of cases. Again, every section has a list view. Okay, so this is a new section, a new subject been created. We are able to see that. Files. Files are nothing but in the company we'll have loads of files. We have loads of folders. Maybe we'll have loads of contracts. We have loads of Excel sheets, loads of other type of files. So we are able to upload the files with a simple upload button, just like a Dropbox. And it also comes with a handy tool called Salesforce Files Uploader. It is just like Dropbox. I'm sure many of us have been using Dropbox. So just like Dropbox, Salesforce provides a tool called Salesforce Files Uploader. So once we have installed that software, any file we were to upload it in there, this is called file sync software. So anytime any files has been added in there, it can automatically upload it onto the server. Now, most important feature which we will be doing on daily basis is called reports. Now we are able to create new reports, we are able to create new dashboards. Dashboards are the reports shown up into a graphical format known as dashboards, but the general reports are shown as the reports. So in the account section, we want to generate the report. Let's say I want to generate a very basic report at number of accounts I hold. Okay, very simple report, number of accounts I want to hold. There are various filters, very easy piece of cake. The range is, let's say I want to see all time, or we can say last month, or maybe 2 months before, this quarter, this year. I want to see all the accounts. I also want to see that how many accounts do I have, or maybe I want to see in the country, that in the UK, let's say that if I was to type it in there, country, billing country is equals to, let's say United Kingdom. I'm not sure whether it was used, but let's try it, Kingdom. Okay, and just click OK on that. Whether has anybody signed up on United Kingdom? It shows me no, there wasn't any person signed up on United Kingdom. Okay, let's see if they were signed up from USA. Has anybody signed up on USA? Yes, 2 people have been signed up on USA. This is a tabular format. Then we have a summary format as well. Summary format will just give me a summary, and based on the summary I'll be able to create some dashboard of the charts onto it. These are charts which are shown up onto the dashboard section. Okay. Now, important thing we have to remember, which we will call ID. Every account, every contact, everything we do, Salesforce generates a very unique ID. Everything, whether it's a report, whether it's a lead, whether it's account, whether it's a contact, anything, everything has a unique ID. So if you have to go anywhere, just go to the report, copy that number over there. Let me run this report because it's in the read on format. So this is the number, and all I need to do is just paste it into the link after the salesforce.com/. You type it in there, and it automatically take me to the Acme account. See, it was because it was belonging to the Acme, it took me directly to the Acme account, and in the Acme I have connected to Google Maps. You see that? Google Maps are connected. All the contacts are in there, all the opportunities whichever the business has been doing, all the cases are in there, whichever they have been creating requests to us, and so on. That is called an overview on the section. As an administrator, this is where I really need to be focusing and emphasizing on, which is setup. As an administrator, you'll be using this on daily basis. So the role of an administrator is to take care of the setup section, and on the left hand side you will come across loads of options. These are the options which a standard administrator takes care of on daily basis. The person takes care of users, the person takes care of apps. We'll talk about apps. Person takes care of territories. Let's say the business is in USA, UK, India, Europe, France, all the countries. So we have to create lots of territories. Every territory will have some access levels. Like a USA company should only be able to see the reports onto the USA. If everything is open to the whole world, then some data related issues can happen. Like UK, due to privacy policy, they don't want to share the data into US. So for that reasons, we have to be very careful in maintaining our territories and set up some privacy rules. Then we have company profile. We are setting up a new company. So what the name of the company is, where we are located, what is the time zone, what is the currency, we can set up here. Security controls. Security controls are nothing but just like some companies want to have a private network like a VPN, virtual private network. They want to IP restrict. So you can set up over here that IP range, and once somebody was to install a VPN, then only it will work. Otherwise, Salesforce will not allow to log in. Domain management. Company, like every company has their own domains, like the website domains, and they want to, rather than showing up a salesforce.com, they want to show up their own personal domain. So you can like really customize it, override Salesforce to your personal domain called xyz.com, whichever company it is. Communication templates, very important. So all our team emails, we can standardize, like mail merge we have been using into Outlook. So all the email templates can be maintained over here, and letterheads, email templates, mail merge section templates, this can all be automated. So let's say we are generating an invoice, and the invoice should populate the name of the person, address of the person, all the basic information automatically. So we just created a template by clicking touch and click, right, and that whole template is created, and the moment we save it, anytime we can go to the section and use that template, and all the information will be automatically populated. Then we have a translation workbench. It's a bit technical. So let's say that we are able to import, export few information, translations information, like for example, translation, I think this is more of a country based, zone based translations into it. Data. So in here, data is something which is a very important tool. We can import our leads. Let's say our salesperson had been doing, or let's say new company where we went, they had thousands of leads who were doing business onto Excel sheet. We can go there, import section, and we can import that Excel sheet, and boom, all the leads will be populating in our lead section. This is a role which we'll be doing on our way. Then we have import custom objects. So let's say we were talking about, this is a standard objects, account, contact, these are all standard objects. We hired a developer, right? He created a object for us on his own development server, right? And then he wants to say, here you go, the zip file, please go to the import object, and then you import it, and the object will start appearing over here. It's how simple it is. Then we are able to mass transfer records, all the options. We will go through in much greater detail. Okay. So we have a data loader. This is a kind of a hardware software. This is the only software which Salesforce provide, which we can install it onto on our personal computer. Why? Because let's say we are uploading 150 MB file. In between, network got disconnected, and while we are connected to web, we don't want to use the whole 100 MB data again. So for that, it's just like a file transfer protocol, like FTP software, kind of FTP software. So we can use the data loader and import all the Excel sheet in one go, and it does the job so slowly, steadily. If the network's broken down, it will resume from where it left, and then it will show your progress, whether it was successful deployment or it wasn't successful. So it's a very handy tool, and there's a need for that. Monitoring, a lot of monitoring we can do. Let's say that your boss has told, or the company owner has told, oh, I want to monitor this particular type of report, see that what the progress is happening, and I also want to trigger it. I want to see that whether it's happening in the right way or not. So you can do that. Then we have mobile administration. So we are there's a new tool came up which is called it's over here, called Lightning App Builder. So let's say a particular type of app, and based on the app, we just drag and drop the options which are important for a user to use, because Salesforce can become really big, can have thousands of applications. We don't want to use all thousands of applications. So what we can do is we can customize it and only allow the options which are important to be used. Then we have desktop administration. So we can have like our Outlook, current Outlook configurations, right? How handy tool it is. Any email is coming from a particular contact, that email is automatically synced into the context record. So you don't have to worry about in future. Let's say you belong to a sales team, and all the email correspondence are happening. We just want to monitor it. So in the contact, any emails been sent out or received, they all synced together. This is where we can connect our email section. Then we have Google Apps. So this is a very handy tool. Google Apps like Google Analytics, you know how handy tool it is. We can see that how our website behavior had been, how is it going well or not. So we can connect our Google Apps into it. Data.com is just like duplicate rules. So for example, let's say a company has signed up, and we have 5,000 companies. Out of 5,000, couple of companies we duplicated and we created twice. So it's a very handy tool which tells you these companies were created twice. You see? So this is for the whole administration section, which we will be going into a greater depth in future. Now I want to emphasize on one more thing, and then we'll be binding up, which is App Exchange. Just like an app store in Apple, we have an app store, and in Android we have a Google Play. We have loads of ready-made applications. So what we can do is, a lot of developers out there has created some applications. For example, DocuSign, digital signatures. We are able to, rather than sending the manual contracts like a print and send, we can connect it using a digital signature. Our email is connected. So the moment contract is created, and the mail using mail merge or template which we used, it has been populated, and all you do is just use DocuSign and send it within our Salesforce using DocuSign digital signatures are created, and the end user can review it and digitally sign it. The person has the permission to sign it using their own email. And there are a lot of others, third-party applications which we can use. Conga had been number one. We'll talk about Conga in greater depth later, and also LinkedIn connector. So we are all on LinkedIn, and we just want to see that how many contacts we have, and we want to promote our services within LinkedIn. That configuration is in there as well. So with this, I'll bind up. So let me see that if onto the sheet, somehow it's just showing me this button over here, but I had a premium membership, but I don't know what really went wrong. But anyhow, so yeah, so it's down to the last point was certifications. As I was saying earlier, so the certification in Salesforce varies. So one can become a developer, one can become a consultant, one can become just an administrator. So it really depends at what level we want to get to. So the beginner's point is administrator, because if we are able to handle the whole software, we are able to go to the next level. Means we can go to the implementation expert. If we know how to implement the whole software, then we can go to a developer edition, a developer certified. So if you want to go into programming, Salesforce uses a programming called Apex, APEX, Apex. That's the programming language which they have called, and it's based on the Java. So if any person is familiar with Java, this is the time to get into Salesforce, because Salesforce is very much a hot cake into the market. So if I was to quickly type this keyword in Google called Salesforce jobs, and we'll come across like a lot of people out there who are offering. Mason Frank is one of the biggest recruiter in the in Salesforce industry in the UK, and if you were to sign up with them, they will grant you to get your job in like few days, because they have loads of contract, and all the corporate companies like ITV, Edison Lee, whom I had been servicing as well, and they're all coming via them only. So this is where the link is. IT Jobs Watch, very handy tool, where it does it all the IT jobs into the UK market. They got API connections, and they're fetching the details, how much the average had been into the market. So if you were to become a Salesforce consultant, you can draw a yearly salary of £55,000, and as a contractor, which is what I'm doing nowadays, is this is an average which you can draw in the market, 435. Okay, and as on the jobs you can see, Mason Frank is offering 150 to 350 pound per day as a Salesforce administrator. Okay, and I've gone through all the sections at once. We were to go through all the setup part and everything, and you are completely aware of all the sections, and you can handle all the things in more flexible and straightforward way. Such a handy tool, couldn't been easier. So with that, I'll give you access to everybody, and we can have a chat further. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Sure. Did you enjoy the session? Was it informative?
Yes. Yes.
So do we have any questions?
See, it was quite like actually I was reading that. Actually, I was eating the dosa.
Oh wow, lovely. You could have sent me some dosa as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll send you. See, it was quite nice actually. So I need more time to like
Sure, no
I
problem.
take more time to learn. Yeah. I want to learn that. Very nice.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, the thing is that yes, very basic. I mean, they made a market as in like you, because it's a new thing into the market, and Salesforce selling as if like it's a very big thing.
Okay.
It's very easy. If we are able to take care of our
Okay.
Facebook, we are able to take care of Salesforce, right?
Okay, fine. You told me.
Hmm.
So you are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm a professional Salesforce
Hello.
consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, it's quite nice. Yeah, it's like it has good money.
exactly. So,
Hi, Deepak and Shashank.
hey Shashank.
Hi, it's an excellent presentation. Thanks for sharing this. And really, just wanted to ask you a question like for certification, if I may ask, like what do you say, like it's a minimum of 2 to 3 months I can see myself get certified. Is that true? Or
Well, the thing is that it's really in our own hands, really. That if somebody has done Salesforce, I mean, somebody is good at Excel sheet. I mean, there are a lot of things like it's mainly the report generation and everything. So which is quite like a complex job. I mean, every company will come up with this, say, oh, generate me a XYZ report, and there'll be a lot of combinations required. So you have to work out a way forward, what like different formulas you will use to create those reports. So Excel sheet would be really very helpful. And secondly, we will cover something called workflows. So workflows are like every company will ask that, oh, if this action happens, the system should perform this action. If A happens, and perform the B action. Okay, so let's say if somebody user has signed up with a specific type of thing, and go to and create an alert to XYZ person, So those kind of tricks which we have to play with, and they are with techie, and for that we require to again have a bit of Excel knowledge. So clearly, clearly that we have to create like if else statements, and we can really like create a little bit of a mathematical calculation and perform that. But that's a bit rare. That's an advanced level Salesforce administrator. At any point, all the big companies has got a help and training section as a premium account, so you can create a chat request with Salesforce team, and they are always there. They are like a helpful helping people like on the chat. So you just have a chat with them and say that this is logic. What do I need to do? So they'll just instantly email you the logic with the formula. So they're very handy, and usually they take time like 24 to 48 hours. But yeah, if there's no priority, then we can always help. And yes, a developer would really be helpful. So as an administrator, you really need to kind of create a relationship with the developer, so that he's always there to help you out, so they are quite handy.
Deepak,
Okay.
this is Anil.
Actually, we need more
Hi Anil.
sections.
Sure, sure, we'll be covering more, and this is just an overview. Hi Anil.
Okay, fine.
Deepak, this is Anil.
Hey Anil.
Hi. It was a nice session. Thank you. Deepak, I'm a sales guy.
Sure.
I sell solutions to banking sectors. My intention is to see the features of Salesforce. What solutions can we bring to the customers? That's what my intention was.
Sure.
So, if I am to sell Salesforce solutions, should I
Okay.
actually learn the developer part of it so that I understand what functionalities, how functionalities are built,
Not really.
um, or should I actually do something like a BA kind of a thing to understand? Okay, this is the functionality. This is how. What would you suggest?
Basically, developer would only require when we have to create like custom apps. For example, as we had gone to in the App Exchange like a section earlier, App Exchange has got like a lot of ready-made apps in there. So if a company wants to create something custom made for their own requirements, then only a developer is required. So as a BA point of view, the Salesforce comes with a lot of features which we can customize. So as you can see here, if I was to go to on my left side, and there are like a customization section, and as you'll be coming across lots of leads management. So you want to fetch the leads into some specific fields, right? So we can go to lead section, and we can click onto fields, and we can create as many fields as we like. Okay, so these are the fields, and it's a matter of like creating a new button, a new button over there. And then there are different types of patterns available, like formula or lookup field or checkboxes, date and time, and these all the information we can customize. Then there are validation rules as well, that if this happens, then what should trigger. If this happens, then what it should happen. Like let's say that if there's a country is UK, and you just want to show the UK zones, so postcodes, so that can be happening. Page layouts, search layouts, assignment rules. So assignment rule is very handy if this type of lead is coming, and then push it to the XYZ person. So those kind
So
of things.
the role of a BA is to sit with the customer and try to explain to them the navigation, mentor them on how they can actually have a custom solution, and then do the requirements. And if at all the coding is required, you do that. That's exactly what I'm understanding.
For coding, if required, then we can hire a developer. As a BA, you will be doing a lot of dashboards, a lot of reports. Reports are a bigger company, like let's say ITV. ITV was I did this little thing with them. So IT is deploying right now. They deploy to 200 people, and they have 5,000 people to be deployed to. Every department will have different requirements, and they want to compare two reports. Let's say they want to see that how our growth had been for XYZ country and in XYZ area. So you want to generate those reports. So as an analyst, you just have to come up with the figures with the values which the relevant team person has asked for. As an administrator, you just take care of all those requests. Okay, so you take care of their cases, so you take care of their users, you take care of any custom fields if they want to create, you take care of their triggers, you take care of their assignment rules that you want to assign this when this action happen, then perform this action, workflow rules, email updates, field updates, email templates. Those kind of generic day-to-day activities are maintained by the administrator. As a BA, which is a business analyst, your role is to take care of the report section in a greater depth. You'll be analyzing those reports. So for that, I would say that Excel is very important. So if you're like having Excel add-on tool with Salesforce will be very very helpful, because a lot of things are generated onto Salesforce. I mean, this is just a baby. I mean, this is nothing which we have covered. I mean, if you could show you some really in-depth reports where we can really understand that how the business behaviors had been. So yeah,
What database does Salesforce use?
yes, Salesforce doesn't use any database. It's very this
Oh,
it
it's
uses
on
their
the
own.
cloud. I mean,
It's on the cloud. They're completely they own, so there's no database required at all. The language they use is called SOQL, Salesforce Query Object Language. Sorry, query the object query language, SOQL. That's the language.
okay, okay.
If you want to learn more about it, then there's a if you go to the your user and there's a developer console, so you can click onto the console and there are all of this is how the console looks like. But this is a advanced level, really advanced level, level 3, 4. So this is how the
Mm-hmm.
console will look like. I mean, as soon it loads, it's quite a heavy tool. I mean,
And it can be
so you write the code in
it's a
there.
multi, yeah, it's a multi-tenant solution what you have on Salesforce.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay. So is there a specific certification for a BA or a sales guy in Salesforce? Like for example, CRM Dynamics has it. The same thing here as well, I assume.
For Salesforce, we can have like a consultant level. We can go for as a BA, and the Salesforce administration is very helpful because it covers like a lot of basics. It helps you
Mm-hmm.
understand how to customize and create things, and then we can
Yeah.
take it to the consultant level, and then we can have external certification called BA, which is business analyst. CIBA is the
Yeah, yeah,
organization.
there's the usual business analyst certification. It's not, it's a generic business BA
BA
course,
certificate.
I think. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, for specifically for BA, Salesforce doesn't have it, but consultant part it covers a lot of things. So that will cover I will cover BA part into it as well, because as a consultant you need to know how the reports works and how things are the configured.
The problem is these days, you can't just be, you just
Sure.
can't say you're a salesman unless and until you're certified as well, because the
Exa-
customers are looking for that. So things have changed a bit. So
to
that's what I'm actually interested in, get a certification, because I can't actually talk to a customer
see,
without saying that, yeah, I'm not certified. They don't accept it at all these days.
to
That's
be honest, like 1 year ago, when I started, right, I was like completely new into it, and from the daily things which I was going through is how I've learned things, So I would say that as administrator, even though like you were to say that you have a few months of experience using Salesforce is more than sufficient, you know so as an administrator, I think they're just, I mean, to be honest, they've created this certification, but it's just too basic, it just doesn't cover a lot of areas. But the thing is that
mm-hmm.
when it comes to the security level enhancements like workflows, rules and everything, organization structure, so let's say in an organization we have a sales department, and then we have a marketing department, and then we have a IT department, and sales reports shouldn't be shared with the IT department reports. So that's the only thing where we have a little bit of sharing rules and policies has to be created, but they are just a matter of clicks. So you can
Yeah,
anytime create those sharing rules. This is how this
thanks,
action.
Deepak.
No problem. Any more questions?
Deepak, Tilak here.
Hey,
My question is kind of similar to Anil's.
sure,
I'm more interested in different business functions what Salesforce can provide. Like say, I come from retail field.
sure,
I wanted
sure,
to know what when customer comes to a store and return an item,
sure.
what functionality Salesforce can offer. Like you need to browse a customer, you need to browse different orders from customer, and the kind of backend architecture and business layer in Salesforce.
Sure, very good question. Yeah, I mean, the standard objects, which is leads, accounts, and account, and all other things. So if it is standard layout or standard customization required onto a specific form, then we can use leads. Okay, that's a very straightforward way. But then the things when it goes complicated, when we have to fetch the information in a very specific format, then we have APIs, right? So Salesforce provide APIs configured with the web programming as well. So there's no limit. Salesforce is such a great platform that you can take to any extent. So hire a developer and configure your own website, like create a fetch from your own website. I worked for a company called, this is, I think this is a very, could be a very good example for you. I worked for a company called Fly Victor. Okay, and they do like a private jets booking for the business clients. So business clients has created an account. So the what they do is, anytime user registers onto their website, they click onto the join button. So account is getting created on Salesforce. So they created an API connection, application program interface connection, to their website. Now request is that we want to get a request of when I'm flying from location A to location B, right? And that to be in real time. So imagine flying from location A to B in real time data, how would that be happening? So that order, when the person is actually creating a request for a request, or call it a quotation request, from location A to B, so that request is getting fetched into Salesforce. Then Salesforce has some triggers, Apex coding, connected with the suppliers, and then automatically the whole engine is running, getting the data, getting all the rates, and then pushing it back into the Salesforce system, where an administrator or a manager is reviewing it, and then pushing it back into the website. Okay, so for that, development is required when there are very specific requirements. But if there is a very straightforward, like let's say on my website, uh, informa.com, and if somebody wants to make just a request for an inquiry, um, so they can simply go and fill the form, and the form will come to our Salesforce section. So this is a very standard example which is connected with our Salesforce. So you click onto the requirement page. See, this is all the thing. So what we have done is that there was actually category as well, which is not populated, but they was like, when somebody was to fill this, it will automatically push it into our lead section. And in the lead section we have team members. So we created some rules in the settings. So you can go to the settings and create some assignment rules, that it has like, if the lead type is XYZ, alert ABC, right? If the lead type is website, alert website team. So that assignment rules can be done. So another point I want to mention is again Apex App Exchange gallery. So this is like a lot of third-party applications are there, right? So as you're coming from a retail background, so it's worth looking into if there are what sort of retail applications are available. So once you install application, it will appear onto the top right hand side corner where it says sales, and I had created, I was experimenting with the MNS. So when I click on the MNS, so you see that MNS is a retail company. So all the campaigns, contacts, MNS company later layout has come up, and you see the options have changed. The MNS pushed in, forecasting has pushed in, orders has been pushed in. Is that something which you're trying to find out, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
Cool. So yeah, again, like all these fields can be customized, right? So they are not like only these fields. All this information can be customized as per the requirements. So it's just a matter of few clicks. Okay. Any more questions? All right. So I take silence as
Deepak, Shashank,
yes, Shashank.
yeah. So I just want to say, we'll be having classes, say, tomorrow. Is it only weekends, or we can do it like every day evening? How is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean during the weekdays I'm pretty busy, because as you can see the Salesforce is um, quite very popular tool. But if every majority of us are committed to, let's say, 1 hour every evening, so I can put that down into my diary as well, that okay, I have to commit this 1 hour no matter what happens. So I'm happy to, so what I'll do is I'll create a survey, and we'll evaluate that how everybody wants that, whether there's a majority of people are saying for weekends, so we will rather have weekends. If majority are saying evenings, so we'll go for evenings. Okay, any more questions? Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. It was a pleasure talking. So yeah, we are connected on Facebook, and I'll post this presentation on Facebook as well. So any person wants to go through it, and if any questions, please feel free to put it on Facebook. I'll try to address ASAP.
Thanks a lot, Deepak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.